Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the charts for Bitcoin, taking a look at what has been going on most recently and what we might expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now if you have not yet joined us in Discord, the link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out today. And if you're actually looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, why not check out our new podcast as well. It's easy listening on your commute to work and does it kind of talk about everything crypto, everything from news to price action, and also interviews with some prominent people in the space. So if that's your bag, why not check that as well. There's a link in the description down below. Okay guys, let's waste no more time and let's jump right down into this. Right, so here we have Bitcoin paired up with USDT. We're on the hourly chart and Binance is our data source as usual. Now I've actually removed a lot of analysis here and I'm just going to re-show you just in case you're new to the channel and you want to know exactly what's going on, right? So effectively we're in a fourth wave corrective move up. Okay, I estimate this high to be about $23,628. Okay, now this is just based on a 1-to-1 ratio with some moves, and I'm going to show you what they are in a second. There's two blue lines on here that I went through with Patreon members yesterday. Until we actually know, until we kind of break either above this blue line at the top or below this line at the bottom here, we do not necessarily know exactly where we are in this structure. It can literally go either way, and I think the most probable is probably up, right? But we should be aware that there's also a huge possibility that we do pull back down, and until we cross that higher point, we are in this kind of sideways trade, this kind of state of flux where it could go in either direction. Okay, but we are very, very close to pushing up there, so hopefully we'll cross that upper line and head towards our target of $23,628. Okay, of course we'll know that we're in the fifth wave low with either hitting this high, which is our target, or dropping down lower than this area here of 17,622. Okay, so with that being said, let's talk about this little area here on the chart. Okay, so basically what we've got is we've got a three-wave structure. Okay, we've got one that ends just here, okay, like that, and this is the one that has the ability still to come down lower. Okay, and for now it's actually over here because we moved up higher than this this X wave just here, right? So basically we've come down with a small W, we're up with an X, and we came down with a small Y. So it's a three kind of wave structure, but it's very unusual in its shape, and normally you'd expect things to either be double bottomed or you'd expect this Y wave to come down deeper. Okay, and then that leads us on to not breaching this high point just yet, and as a result of that, what we could be looking at here is a deeper three-wave correction still to play out, and it could look like this. Okay, and now this is all important because it doesn't necessarily stop us from going to our target on the upper side. We can still move up there. It's just about how quickly we move there, okay, and whether or not we've started that journey to the upside or not. So on that note, let's actually now draw out the additional waves. Okay, so just until we've made a decision here, or until Bitcoin's made a decision to push up higher than 21,723 or to drop down lower than 19,770, we do not know where that wave structure ends. Okay, and it's key because what we've actually got going on is a 5-wave structure over here: wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. Now again, this is a 1 count scenario. You can count it as a 5-wave structure like this, but you could also count it as a 3-wave structure, so just bear that in mind. For me, I'm looking at it as a 5-wave structure. Okay, and because we start with 5 waves, what we're looking for really is a 5-3-5 corrective structure. So here are 5 waves, and those 3 waves, we don't know where they end yet. Okay, so they could have ended here, or they could still come down and end over here, right? But that's the 3-wave structure. Once that is done, I'll be looking for 5-wave structure to appear to take us up to $23,628. Okay, and that would be the final 5 waves. So all in all, if I draw this up as it looks right now, and when we grab the WXY here, we have this little structure. Okay, that's what it looks like at the moment. And then we are looking at basically moving on up here. So maybe we have 1, maybe we have 2, maybe we're looking to kind of complete out 3, pull down for 4, and then push up with 5. Okay, and then we have a 5-3-5 structure. Now, a 5-3-5 structure can, of course, be spoken about as what they call a zigzag. Okay, so a zigzag is basically an ABC structure, and basically it's a 5-wave move in a direction, up or down, a 3-wave move counter to the first 5 waves, and then a final 5-wave structure. Now, with this, what you normally find is that a C wave is equal to an A wave. Okay, so this allows us to know how high our C wave is going to go based on how low the B wave goes. Now you might be seeing the problem. Because we don't necessarily know where our 3-wave structure ends, we cannot be 100% accurate about where our C wave is going to go. So as a result of this, yes, we've kind of got this right now bottomed out at $19,770, and if that is the case and that is the bottom, then we're talking about a $23,628 C wave. However, if this is not right and we still have to come down lower, then in fact our C wave would also drop down lower as well. So you can see the importance of that 3-wave structure and why we are not able necessarily right now to be that accurate about what's going to happen next. We're kind of waiting for confirmation from Bitcoin by crossing one of these two lines. We're either going to drop down a little bit lower by going down 19,770, or we're going to confirm that we're actually started that 5-wave structure upwards by crossing that 21,723 line just up here. So that's kind of where we are on the shorter time views with Bitcoin, right? So we can see that we're looking to finish off this 4th wave correction to the upside. Now, once that has completed and we finish this zigzag, this ABC structure, well, then of course we've got that 4th wave complete, meaning that we are looking for the descent down to our 5th wave low. Now, in order for us to understand this, and again, how everything relates to each other, and which is why I have to make some adjustments as data actually completes, we have that zigzag pattern. If everything is correct at the moment and it finishes up here at $23,628, then essentially all we have to do is measure the distance from this low point down here at 17,622, and go all the way up to our little dashed line just up here at the $23,628. Okay, and then down here we can see that the 5th wave. Now, with this Fibonacci retracement tool, the Fibonacci numbers and Elliott wave theory work in tandem. So with a 5th wave down, what we're looking for is a 1.236 to a 1.618. This little yellow box area just here, in fact, right? Now, this little yellow box area is representing the most common areas for a 5th wave to retrace down into, or down to in this case, but it can go up, of course. So from here, we are talking about the price of Bitcoin actually ending up somewhere between 14,700 and 16,400. Okay, and so as a result of that, you can kind of then see this area being our 5th wave being completed. Now, it is possible, of course, that a 5th wave like this overextends, goes deeper, and there's a couple of other ways of counting out where we would estimate things to go. However, this is the most common, and it's based on a few areas that have yet to actually complete. For example, if the price of Bitcoin goes up higher than 23,628, like so, okay, then you can see here that the prices also go down lower, which means that the 4th wave relates to the 5th wave in the way that if the price of Bitcoin goes up higher than expected, the lower the 5th wave will go. So the higher the 4th wave goes, the lower the 5th wave goes. Of course, it's counter. So if we go down and we do not reach that $23,628 when we come shorter, maybe we've already had it. Maybe that's our 4th wave right there, right? Maybe that's that done. And if that is the case, then actually we're talking about not going down as deep, right? Okay, so a shallow 4th wave means a shallow 5th wave. So as a result of this, we'll be talking about 15.5 to 16,700. So those two things, they kind of relate to each other. So it's really important that we get our 4th wave corrective move mapped out correctly. And obviously we can't do that until we have confirmation of the direction of the move of that micro 535 zigzag structure. So really important that we kind of just talk about that briefly, just to make sure everyone's aware of what is going on with Bitcoin. Right now, it's actually a really dangerous time because Bitcoin could drop down 10% before it rallies up again. Okay, and that's a real possibility within these structures. And until you get confirmation that that isn't the case, definitely wouldn't want to be looking at any long positions or looking to open up any short-term trades of an upward directional nature. So do watch out for that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just zoom back in here on this hourly chart just a second, because I do want to talk about the momentum behind the price. Okay, for this we use the stochastic RSI. If I bring it up here, you can see that we are looking at pushing up against that line, right? We're looking for confirmation that we've started the 5-wave structure upwards. Now, the stochastic RSI is showing you the momentum behind the price, and you can see that there really wasn't much momentum about bringing the price down. And what I mean by this is the stochastic RSI was quick in its corrective action, was with actually not creating any real negative price impact. Therefore, as a result of that, what you saw here was the ability to reverse up. This is basically effectively telling us that the sentiment right now is actually to push the price of Bitcoin up higher. Okay, and I know there's a lot of narratives out there, the bottom is in. I don't think that is the case. I think we've got a little bit more to come down, obviously. So when we take a look at the hourly stochastic RSI, it's indicating that we are potentially going to be moving on up. We might breach that level and actually complete our third wave up higher and then pull back down. So as I said, right, we had wave 1, wave 2, this could all be wave 3. We could go higher than our line, confirming that we are in this structure. We pull back down for a wave 4 and then we complete with a wave 5, right? So that's possible, and we could come up into this overbought area briefly to finish off the third wave. We pull back down in the fourth wave, going back to oversold, and then we finish up with a 5th wave high. Now, all that is on the hourly chart and could take us up to $23,628. Now, with that being said, when we jump up into the higher time frames, we are really hanging by a thread. Okay, so we are overbought on our 4-hourly chart. Okay, so meaning that there is limited upside right now. Okay, so we don't want to necessarily expose ourselves to any unnecessary risk. Okay, so being the fact that we are overbought on the 4-hourly chart is indicating to us that there is a likely reversal coming soon. Okay, I think that we can still push for that $23,500 range and complete our 4th wave up higher, complete our zigzag pattern. Okay, I do think that is something that we can do just by simply correcting our hourly chart and rinse and repeat. However, on this 4-hourly chart, we do know that there is an expiration date to this surge upwards. The same thing can also be said for our 8-hour chart. Okay, again, we are up here in the overbought area, which means that we are running out of steam. We are going to see a reversal sooner or later, and the hope here is that we actually complete the zigzag pattern beforehand, and therefore we can actually hit our low targets as we spoke about. And of course, the biggest red flag right now for Bitcoin has to come in here on our daily chart. Our daily chart is indicating an almost overbought Bitcoin, which means that by the time that we get to $23,000 and hit our higher end target for our C wave and complete our zigzag pattern, essentially our daily chart is going to be overbought, which basically means that we should be looking for corrective moves to the downside in the very near future. Again, completing our 4th wave move up and ushering in our 5th wave down lower. I do think that the 5th wave down, between that kind of $14,500–$16,500 range, is going to mark the bottom of this correction. But again, I could be wrong. We could see overextensions and stuff like that. On our weekly chart, we are, of course, heavily oversold. This is looking pretty good now. Just to note that we can be down here for a while, but it's good that we are oversold. It means that the reversal is coming. And again, we are down here in the oversold area on the monthly chart as well. So monthly, weekly, we're all looking pretty good for a good surge upwards, but our daily, 8-hour, 4-hour, all these kind of time frames in the middle there, and things that can take, you know, weeks to months to play out, are of course, you know, in that overbought area, looking for corrective moves to the downside. So essentially what I'm looking for here is a small climb up. We want to hit that zigzag, we want to complete that move, then we want to move down into that 5th wave low, hit those low targets, and effectively find the bottom of this bear market structure. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. You know, if you happen to be new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.